I wasn't really sure how to start this video, honestly, because this whole situation is just extremely disappointing and disgusting. And before even getting started, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to the victims that came forward and spoke out about this massive scumbag, honestly, is the best way I can describe him. If you guys haven't heard already, a lot of allegations came out against YouTuber Imalexx from his ex-girlfriend. But there's been a lot of allegations coming out against him that he is an abuser and he's very toxic, and there's proof, and I wanted to go through all of that with you guys. It's really disappointing when, you know, a YouTuber or really just anyone in general that you've looked up to turns out to be a massive piece of shit. Because when I was a teenager, I used to be a really big fan of his. Matter of fact, my channel name, I Am Spark, is inspired by his channel name, Imalexx. I kind of quit watching him after the whole Slazo incident, which we'll get into later on in the video. And honestly, this is just a really disappointing thing to see, but to be honest, I can't really say I'm surprised either. You know, looking back at all the things he's done over his YouTube career, he has done some pretty messed up things. I'm not gonna get into all that. If this video does good, maybe I'll do another video just kind of going over everything that he's done. But I really want the focus of this video to be on the allegations. So last week, Imalexx's ex, Alice, posted on Twitter saying, "Here's my statement on a situation I've been scared to speak out on. It is best it was made public how horrible this person with the platform is, and I'd hate to see another woman go through this." And in it, she has an attachment to a Google Drive folder, and that is where all the controversy kind of stems, and this Google Doc is insane. It's an 80-page document with a lot of clips and videos sprinkled in there, just showing proof of just how terrible this person is. We won't be going through everything, but I will be going through, you know, the most important points. It starts off by her stating, "This is a very sensitive subject for me, as I have struggled to figure out how to put it into words. I have been threatened by Alex to not come out with anything at all and to keep quiet, or he will create a contradicting story to discredit my own, but I'm not scared anymore." And I just want to point out right there, that is really freaking brave of her, and I am so happy. I don't want to say happy. I feel like that's not an appropriate word for this situation. I am so proud to see somebody stand up for themselves like that, because it takes a lot of courage to open up about abuse. And if these allegations are true, then fuck Alex for threatening her like that. You know, most people that threaten people like that, like, "Oh, I'm gonna ruin your life if you come after me," they're never gonna do it. They never follow through with it because they can't follow through with it. It has been a week since this document has come out, and Alex has said nothing on the situation, which also makes him look even more guilty, because the fact that he hasn't, you know, at least just come out and said, "Hey, these aren't true, working on a video now," or something, just kind of shows his guilt. We had known of each other for years before we interacted, and we were seeing each other for a few months before anything was official. We started officially dating March 17, 2023, giving each other 100% of our attention, time, and effort with no arguments. After that, time had passed, small things became huge issues when we were over Discord at first, which is kind of crazy, but it's also very common. One thing about people when they get into relationships, especially narcissistic people, is they hide who they truly are, and a person can only really hide their true colors for about 3 to 6 months. That is what's known as the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase could last from 1 month to half a year, but once that time is up and somebody starts showing their true colors, that's when relationships usually start to fail, and people start thinking, you know, "Oh, this person used to be so different," or "Oh, you're not the person I thought you were." Because in reality, people do not like showing their vulnerable side immediately, especially to someone they just started dating. And with a narcissist and a manipulator, that's even more prevalent, because their sole goal is to manipulate you into getting what they want. So they try extra hard to hide who they are. And they will take extra steps to make you feel isolated and vulnerable and like you're beneath them. And that kind of leads into the next part of the document, which we're going to discuss right now. And there's actually video evidence of, you know, their Discord calls that I'll show here in a little bit after we finish reading. That kind of shows my point. You guys hear Woodchip growling? He's even pissed off at this guy. So the next part states, "Alex felt that because I am home all day and work from home, that I would be able to call 24/7 and completely shut out any other social interactions with my friends. To avoid that, I invited him into my groups and stopped working as much. These small arguments worsened to the point where he would turn on his camera and start shouting at me on call. He's gone as far to tell me to self-harm at this point after I told him about my prior history. This would be accompanied with multiple horrible messages calling me a whore, a bitch and slimy. Jesus Christ. He would also tell me that I caused arguments as an excuse for me to leave him, saying, I don't know how I ended up with someone like you. See, so this is what I was talking about how a narcissist will take extra steps to isolate you and make you feel vulnerable. Like, for instance, him thinking that because she works from home, he can call her all the time, and how he needs to be in all of her social circles and be in contact with her 24/7. Because despite what he probably would claim that it's for their relationship, these are ways that he can control and manipulate her and isolate her and keep tabs on her 24/7 so that he can make sure she's not stepping out of line or going to someone else for comfort. Because this man is very insecure and he cannot fathom that his girlfriend or his significant other has other people in their life, and it needs to be all about him 24/7. So that's the isolation. Now, the vulnerability is him, starting arguments with her and calling her names, putting her down, giving her constant negative reinforcement, and also telling her to hurt herself. First of all, dude, fuck you, man, for telling anyone to hurt themselves because you're upset about something. That is insane. And he's using her prior history of self-harm and, a poor mental image of herself against her by trying to push her further into hurting herself more. And that's so sick. And the fact that he tells her that she just starts arguments as an excuse to leave is just pure projection, because he knows that she has every right to leave and he does not want that to happen. And that's why he tries so hard to belittle her. And then here's some screenshots from, I guess, some text messages from back and forth between them. Just look how immature he is by just repeatedly sending messages and just, I guess nobody wants me around. Just trying to play the victim and make himself such a victim. It's disgusting. And I cannot stand people like this. It's freaking ridiculous. Now I'm going to show you guys a Discord call that she had recorded, I guess, while they were arguing. I have no idea what they're arguing about, but just pay attention to how he talks to her.
Sorry first.
So I'm a fucking whore mouth bitch retard cunt.
Is it generally because you're just fucking brain dead?
Yeah, I'm very brain dead, yeah.
Is that why you decided to go on the fucking offensive instead of the,
Didn't go on
maybe...
offensive.
Okay. I don't know what to call what you did. It was weird. It's always weird. You always take the fucking weird route. Just do the normal route, which is... Just do the normal route, but a normal girlfriend
You're
would do.
acting
go,
like
I
this is
didn't
all
mean
just
it.
me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you fucked this, royally fucked this.
Now, after those two things and seeing just how disgusting this man talks to her, look how quickly he switches up. Whenever they break up, she moves out and she's moved on. And I'm gonna show you guys a voicemail that Alex left her. And just keep in mind, he's talking about himself and his behavior.
Sorry, my phone cut off. It wasn't acceptable behaviour, like in any way, shape or form. I guess I've just been stuck in that cycle for so long that I felt like I could do no wrong. I felt like I was the fucking, look at me, I do all this fucking work and I do everything and I try and do this and, just nobody's appreciative and, I know you appreciated it. And I know that you appreciate the effort that I used to put in. And then I just stopped because I had you and you're my girlfriend and we lived together. And the more further we got through our relationship, the less effort I put in. And if it wasn't for you leaving, I might never, ever have changed my ways.
Me. I realize now, for someone who was threatening to bash her skull in over Discord, he really loves to play the victim. This is a manipulation tactic. This guy is hoping to play off her sympathy so that she will come running back to him. Because he's talking about how he's changed and how he cares and how he sees how he was now. But he didn't care or see or change whenever he was doing it. Only now that he doesn't have what he wants is he changed. And this dude will never change, because as of now, there's been 2 other victims that have come out talking about his abuse in relationships. And not to make this about me, but I have talked about how with one of my ex-girlfriends, I used used to be kind of toxic. I was never this insane. I would never threaten to bash someone's skull in. That's freaking crazy. But I've opened up about my abuse, and I've talked about how that has affected my relationships. And because of that, that person was the one who inevitably made me go to therapy. At the time, I was really stubborn, and I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't need any help. And I ruined things. But after a while, I started seeing one by one, nobody wanted anything to do with me. I pushed everyone away, and it made me want to make a change for myself. This dude will never change because he has a pattern of doing this. Not only because 2 of his other ex-girlfriends have come out, but also what he did to Slazo. I told y'all I'd touch a little bit on that. Basically what happened was a couple years ago, some allegations came out about another YouTuber named Slazo, who was actually friends with Alex at the time. Some allegations came out that he had abused his ex-girlfriend, which they turned out to be not true, but Alex was one of the first people to jump on him and completely try to defame him and call him out and say this and that, when in reality, he was the one abusing his ex-girlfriends. Allegedly. These are all just allegations still, but as of now, he has not responded. And I feel like his lack of response kind of just admits guilt. I wish the victims all the best. I also wish Alex the best. I really hope he gets the help that he so desperately needs, because this is crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one, and just remember that you are loved and important. Bye.